Good evening. I'm the Maven of the... Why are you laughing at me?
Because you've been doing acting practice like earlier and it shows. You're being theatrical.
I'm always theatrical. You messed up my intro, Paul.
My bad. They know it. They can probably recite it.
Well, I still gotta say hi.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is going great.
I'm the Maven of the Eventide, and you are Vampire the Masquerading.
Smash that like button. Subscribe.
Coteries of New York. Oh, now the music stopped. See, we lost the music.
Get on with it.
We're gonna play the game now.
Yes, we are.
Yes, that's what we do here.
We're professionals.
Gwen True the Ventru, night 13.
Where did we leave off? What's happening?
Last we left off. We had a stalker who stalked us and Sophie told us about her, and we're gonna go to Elysium to confront her.
Oh, with Sophie by our side.
Yeah, Sophie's on our side. However, we just did that, so I feel like there should be something in between that before we do that. So,
well,
our options are do this reporter quest, which I've been told is boring and not interesting, or just go say hi to one of these guys and just get to know them. And I've been told we should do that because we got quest time to fill.
Quest time to fill?
Mm-hmm. So even though we were originally told to not bother with more than 2 of them for our coterie, we can still go to them even though we're not fully pursuing them. We finished the quest with the 2 that we've already got for our coterie, but we got quest time to fill, so we can still go to one of these. And I've been advised that she is really cool and we should just go see her.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Searching for Hope. Sophie suggested you meet Hope, a reclusive member of the Malkavian clan. She's supposedly holed up in an internet cafe in Lower Manhattan.
Are these the ones that like talk to dogs and stuff?
And my old stomping grounds. Well, not talk to dogs like the gangrel do.
Well,
talk to dogs like
the power lines talk to them.
Yeah.
I remember that from Bloodlines. That's really weird.
Okay, this is not downtown Manhattan. We're back in Midtime.
Well, you're still at your apartment.
No, it says we're at the internet cafe. Could they just not get a shot of downtown?
I think these are all drawn.
It's a quiet, moody internet cafe. Half of its space serves as a comfy coffee bar these days, but behind a glass wall, it still has space dedicated to a rows of PCs. From the street, you can notice tired adults in casual clothes, typing away absent-mindedly, and some bored kids wasting the late evening hours on colorful online games. If Sophie's intel is to be believed, this is where Hope has set up her haven. One of the waiters is standing outside the building, gazing at the sky with a smartphone in one hand and a vape pen in the other. You approach the man and tell him, I'm looking for Hope sounds so philosophical. If I told you I was supposed to meet Hope here, what would you say to me?
I'd probably tell you that I'm surprised. People are far more discreet about seeing her.
They didn't give me a discreet option. That wasn't a choice I could be. And I felt like I would have been discreet if I had the choice. Seriously, sheesh. Sheesh, I say, sheesh.
Shoosh.
The man slowly takes a drag from his e-cig, sizing you up and down in silence. After a long, awkward moment, he raises his voice again.
Come, right this way.
He heads back into the cafe, and you follow his lead. When you make your way through the space with computers, no one adverts their gaze from the spreadsheets, emails, Facebook files, or games of Fortnite. So why is it scary if no one's looking? Why'd we get a scary sound?
Because they're playing Fortnite.
It's a common sight, one you wouldn't have paid much attention to a few weeks ago, but now it seems so unnervingly quaint. Would they still be spending their time like this if they were immortal? The waiter unlocks an unassuming door at the end of the room and lets you inside. You 2 swiftly make your way through a labyrinth of sterile gray corridors, taking confusing twists and turns. Feels like you're traveling into a different world. Crossing one invisible portal after another.
It's the emergency exit. Stop being dramatic.
Eventually, you reach your destination. Your guide motions you to enter a dark room with a lone source of pale light, a computer screen. In the distance, beckoning you to come closer. What is this room? We got some like tiki masks. It's like an altar. A nice cool chair. Stacks of looks like manuscripts.
No, all she's missing is like that newspaper wall with the strings going everywhere.
Does this box of tissues mean that someone sits here and jerks off?
Maybe she just watches sad movies, dear.
The internet is for sad movies.
The internet is for porn.
Sad movies.
Sad movies. The internet's for pathos.
As you do, you hear the door shutting behind your back and a short chuckle echoing behind. Is this the place? Nothing else to do but sit on a chair in front of the computer. Don't sit on that chair, it's very dirty, I'm sure.
Gross.
The monitor displays a modern chat application. A cursor is blinking in the user nickname entry field in the middle of the screen, obviously expecting you to input your handle. After brief consideration, you type in...
It's a Malkavian. Do something goofy.
Maybe it's your newfound sensibilities going haywire, but this place has a barely noticeable sleazy aura. See, it's the box of tissues. Might as well go along with it. You input pornos. That is not the goofy thing I would have put.
No, that's not.
This dumb. Who came up with this?
XX Porno Collector 69XX.
And push the enter button. After a few seconds, the chat window opens and messages start appearing on the screen in quick succession. Hostage executioner. Oh, we got a cool one. Oh, wow. There's a whole darn chat. Am I gonna have to read this whole darn chat?
No, you guys have to slow this one down. New user, who the hell's in there? No announcement. Identify yourself for 2 minutes.
Is this just like an AOL chat room circa 1998? Like, what is this?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about the existence of an internet cafe as well.
Just to be clear, I don't have a wank rag. I do have a whole box of wank rags.
No.
No, for sure. No, for real. Tomorrow. It was meant for Jerry, of course. Not much longer. Yeah, Jerry is a chat MVP. I mean, I've admitted to far worse things on here. God, I'm so horny. Not sure why I'd have to need to lie about this one. Oh my god, literally, who cares? You and me both, bozo. Wait, who is Porno's Collector? Porno's Collector? No idea. A new user wasn't here a second before. What the hell, was anyone informed? No announcement. I know I wasn't. Jerry? Porno's Collector, identify yourself within 2 minutes or get banned. Chat goes silent. Everyone's seemingly waiting for you to say something before proceeding. This must be a close-knit group. Better say something before they kick you out.
I'm a vampire.
Looking for hope. Is she here? You be this guy. Oh my god, is this just gonna keep going in?
They can figure it out. We've lived in chat rooms long enough to scan and...
You gotta read it all, and you gotta help me.
What?
Yeah, come on. I did the last one, your turn.
Alright, let's do this quickly. Who the fuck are you? It's meant to be a safe channel investigating what went wrong. How do they even get in here? Stay calm. Can you get the location, Jerry? Lol, yeah, sure, that's our Jerry. Gonna DM it if anyone interested. Oh boy, now you're in trouble, Porno's Collector. Yeah, you're gonna regret, dumbass, the day you decided to spy on us.
That he did the accidental enter.
No, that was a nice touch.
Even though the enter key is nowhere near.
No, I think it was the apostrophe, because I do that all the time.
No,
too.
But it's regret. He did it on regret, not on an apostrophe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
like if it was don't or something, that would have actually made sense.
It would have.
How can you presence on the internet chat? I don't think that's gonna work. I'm just gonna say this. Calm down.
Fuck off.
That one guy brought me here.
Doubtful.
Thought this was where I could meet Hope.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit. Jerry, how are things you're in? Got the info. Nice. You want to die, asshole? You will die. You will die. Die. Lemoing and everyone sentences Porno Collector to death. I'm literally on my way to kill you right now. Yeah, sorry to inform you you're about to die. R.I.P. bitch. You're getting your throat slit right here, right now.
A split second after you read the message, you feel someone's arms tightening around your neck. The violent return to reality catches you off guard. Maybe I should have told them I was a vampire. A jolt of panic rushes through your brain, paralyzing you momentarily. You've come to the wrong chat room, motherfucker. A ridiculous whisper rings out next to your ear, and the grip under your head gets even tighter. You start struggling, but even with your newfound supernatural strength, you're having trouble breaking out. This isn't a normal human you're dealing with. Last words.
Do it.
No.
Oh.
Sophie sent me here. Langley. The hand holding your chin shifts its position slightly. Don't struggle, or I'll break your windpipe or my phone, which would be even worse for you. Sounds of a camera shutter and light flashing. Why does she keep her phone camera shutter sound on? Did they just take some selfies with you? Alright, that's enough fun. I'm letting you go. We can have a talk. Don't do anything stupid, Ms. Intruder. Pretty please. The mysterious assailant loosens her grip on you and gently pushes you away. You quickly turn and take a good look at them. Wow, look at that ink! Let me just finish this. It's a pale blonde woman in her 20s, giving you slightly judgmental looks while rapidly tapping away at her phone screen. First, you notice her outrageous outfit, seemingly thrown together from random thrift store finds. Then you take note of her tattoos, a sprawling tapestry of odd patterns and designs covering every visible part of her body. First glance, it all seems aimless, but it has a consistent sense of style upon closer inspection. Her eyes focus on you for a second. Gave you a scare, huh? Sorry, that's what you get for entering a lady's haven without her permission. She's back to her phone. With a relatively small build, it's hard to believe you had trouble overpowering her physically. But then again, nothing is what it seems when it comes to the undead. And even compared to the vampires you've met so far, she comes off as an eccentric, curious presence. She shoots you another glance, noticing you're still cautious of her. Calm yourself, girl. I won't pull anything like this anymore. It was just feel stupid saying it out loud. A vibe check.
Vibe check. Vibe check.
Vibe check. What? Yeah, I got a glimpse of your vibe on the internet in a dangerous situation. I'd say I've got a pretty good idea about who you really are. I'm Hope, by the way, if you're here and you've heard of me, so I went ahead and skipped the pleasantries, but come to think of it, I might have skipped too many of those. Yeah, she definitely fits the description you were given by Sophie. Oh yeah! Credit where it's due! You're probably not a boring person online going by your chosen handle. Believe it or not, among bloodsuckers, that's still rare as hell. Some of them are like clueless baby boomers when it comes to internet stuff. Anyway, don't worry about the chat. It was all a game to us. No hard feelings, okay? I'll introduce you properly later. On the monitor, the chatter continues normally. Your visit is like yesterday's news, no longer relevant to anything. But, look, if we're gonna talk about you, you should have something to say too. What are you doing here? About time, she asked. Note to self, she really loves the sound of her own voice. I'm looking for people to join my coterie. Coterie? Been there, done that. Not interested. Yes. She takes a closer look at you. Her eyes go wide. Wait. Shit! Are you the new Langley Clayfang? Words seem to be getting around fast. Of course you are! It was obvious the second Langley got her hands on the new servant, she started building network. I say. Your emissions tell me that could really come in handy when, but Langley... This kind of ambition attracts too much attention. Piss off! Then again, She seems to be having a spirited argument with herself, only parts of it audible. Is it just you, or do her facial expressions and body language change a bit between one sentence and the other?
Body language.
She could be like the Malkavian in Bloodlines who just has literally 2 personalities.
Oh, yeah.
Jeanette and Teresa.
They were Malkavian, though. Malkavian.
Yes, it was. Who else would be an insane vampire?
I don't know. I never thought about that.
Before you make certain it's not just your eyes playing tricks on you, she focuses half of her attention back on you. The other half, of course, is still obsessed with her smartphone. We don't call them smartphones, game. Listen. I'm not saying I'm not interested in a cooperation, but before I make a decision, I need to make sure you sort of understand me and that I sort of understand you. You. And since I was planning to put on a show before you came here, I propose a little game. Hope absentmindedly spins her phone in her hand, considering how to put her thoughts into words. Then she approaches a switch on the wall and flicks it. Neon lights flare up, illuminating the room. You take a look around. Ooh, she's got chains and hooks. Does she do like snuff films here? Yeah, there's a camera. Maybe she does snuff films. She's a vampire. They eat people. The room is certainly unique. It looks like a butcher's room, repurposed to be a living space. The modern computer in front of you starkly contrasts the ominous industrial walls. At the back, there's an overwrought bed covered in velvet with meat hooks hanging above it. On top of the bed sheets, you notice what seem to be pieces of elaborate S&M equipment and a camera. Wait a minute. You want to help? Moderate my cam show. Cam show. Your eyebrows twitch involuntarily. This is definitely not the kind of request you expected to hear tonight. She notices your confusion. Take it or leave it, buddy. You just became a kindred, but you want to become my partner in crime? Show me you can handle yourself while watching my back in my everyday environment. She's serious. The show starts in 10 minutes. If you think yourself better than this, better walk out the door right now. I won't hold a grudge. I got better things to do. As if to prove it, she looks at something displayed on her phone and cracks a brief grin. Another reply typed down with absurd speed. Tap, 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 tap. 9 minutes! It's never. Show moderator. Risk of violating the Masquerade? Hi. Content warnings? Oh, yes. So do you take the job? Why the hell not? Hope brightens up, and her smile looks surprisingly sincere. Excellent! I promise you might find this interesting in more ways than one. Alright, give me a second. She spends a minute setting up the computer you used before, then urges you to sit down. The explanation of the moderator's functionalities is simple. It boils down to ignoring anyone who doesn't disrupt the chat, banning anyone who does, and kicking anyone who's causing minor trouble. 5 minutes later, she's already online, sitting on her bed in a provocative pose. It is a sex show, isn't it? Her voice, previously hushed, rings out with full force. How are you doing tonight, hoopables? Peek at the chat.
We're not worthy queen, fucking A. Angel. Oh, that's like a little
like a crying face.
Hell yeah, time to fuck. They're fine. That's
sound like good sex show people, right? Yeah. Sex show. You're tempted to try out the kick out and ban prompts as soon as possible, but obviously you won't punish someone for a little dirty talk. So is my challenge tonight that I have to moderate comments?
Yeah. So what? This is the kind of escapism you were looking for, isn't it?
My daily life job is moderating comments on a very provocative YouTube channel. I'm gonna be good at this.
All right. Let's go.
Thank you! Today's show is quite special. Please welcome our new moderator, Pornos Collector.
Lamal. Oh, who? Sorry for sentencing you to death earlier.
At least the community here seems to be a bit more welcoming this time. Looks like this place has an established hazing ritual. Or maybe they and Hope came up with one specifically for you. Who knows? You decide to stay silent. Eventually the people stop riffing on you and focus entirely on the star of the show. Alright, let's start this one with a bang, shall we?
It begins. Queen, oh boy, she's gonna do it.
So this is where the strip show starts? You raise your head, curious about what kind of performance she's going for. First, she opens her mouth and reveals her retractable fangs in front of the camera. Right off the bat, the online audience is treated to a sight of her wholly human set of teeth turning into a monster's maw. The image is both revolting and fascinating. Excuse you, sounds hot to me.
This is a complete Masquerade violation.
Well, she warned us, didn't she?
I guess so. I'm glad you didn't use your real name in the chat, just so there's no paper trail leading back. It's like, you were here during this, weren't you? Why didn't you stop her?
She raises her wrist for everyone to see, and then bites. The fangs immediately turn her arm into a horrifying, gory mess. It's unclear if she used them to slash or bite, but one thing is for sure, no ordinary human could cause such damage. If an ordinary human suffered such a wound, you'd expect a geyser of blood to appear too, but it doesn't. Hope's technically a corpse, so it's impossible. She flashes a monstrous smile and starts smearing Vitae all over her hand to maximize the impact of the violent image. Then she starts drinking it up. She makes it a point to make the sight as gruesome as possible, looking like a hyena feasting on a corpse. The contrast of her behavior with the look of her Instagram model is stunning. Once she's done, she reveals her wrist to the camera for the last time. She starts making theatrical gestures with her right hand as the wound begins to mend. Shortly after, the wound is gone. It's like a magician's trick. Her left hand looks like nothing bad ever happened to it. Here's an appetizer. First blood to kick off the show. While you're wondering what the hell is going on, Hope catches a glimpse of your bewildered face and turns into your direction. How's that for an opening? This isn't a sex show? Because, lady, I came here for the sex. Sex? What, were you counting on me getting naked in front of you? Or some... Oh, honey, we just met each other. If you expect a strip show, yeah, sorry to disappoint. It's more like a live stream digital art. The erotic subtext is there, of course. You peek at the chat. They're going wild.
She did that for free. I'd love to lick your wrist clean, my fallen angel. Nothing more arousing than a beautiful woman teetering on the edge of oblivion, a rose petal dancing in the eye of a violent hurricane.
Wow. Sexy bozo. Get over yourself. Eroticism is not the key here. It's vampirism. It's a new frontier, a living art installation. In the early 90s, the Japanese artists kept producing these videotapes with beautiful women committing gory harikari. Those are an inspiration. She bares her fangs again in a devious grin. But I've no interest in auto-destruction or turning myself into a victim. This is a celebration of a body I love, not self-inflicted punishment. The audience came here to marvel at a beautiful vampire and her awe-inspiring powers. Mending wounds is just one of these powers. People watching can, pay to see more. Oh, and don't worry. The only things the audience can see and hear are the things that allow them to. We can talk freely. Just remember to moderate the chat, will you? High risk of violating the Masquerade. What a joke. She's blatantly breaching it in front of anonymous viewers. Still speechless, you turn your attention to the screen.
My guapa, feeling generous tonight. Have you planned your next tattoo yet? I'll pay for the next attraction. Look like a pink marshmallow. Covered in raspberry sauce. Thirst victim, just letting you know you're based. I know. Blah, blah, blah. Fine.
There's nothing bannable here.
Yeah.
Like, these are the kind of comments you want when you're putting on a vampire show. You let the guy vent his excitement. Seems harmless. It's totally harmless. As a professional comment banner, a special message appears in the chat log claiming somebody has successfully sponsored the first goal of the show. Hope smiles and picks up a bag of blood from underneath the bed. It must have been retrieved from a blood bank. She showcases the label to the camera for everyone to see.
Drink up, drink up, drink up, drink up!
Hope pours all the contents of the bag into her throat. You have no doubt it's real blood, but wonder why the viewers would be so satisfied with something that's so easy to fake. Don't worry, it pays well enough. You don't even bother to tell her this is not what you're thinking about. Safe to assume she knows. So, what do you know about the kindred and the internet? They told you anything? Wait, if cell phones are banned... Wait, she's using a phone! She's using all the banned things! Which I think... You remember how when we were told that as if we were supposed to know that and we didn't know that? I think this was where we were supposed to have learned it. But we never did this mission, that's why we never learned it.
Oof.
But I'm having fun.
Yeah. She's interesting. Okay.
While she's waiting for someone to sponsor her next vampiric feat, she decides to start a conversation. Is there a vampire internet? Well, there was. Remember ShrekNet from Bloodlines?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
If you find something that looks like vampire internet, stay away. See, some of us used to experiment with our own secure networks. We tried to build our own information hubs, social networks, everything! She's still working the phone in one hand while looking for something under the bed with the other. On how many things can she concentrate at one time, exactly? Maybe she has, like, ADHD. Maybe she's autistic.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
like,
that's her
don't judge
superpower.
her. Exactly. One day, the NSA got in. Turns out, elders never really got the hang of proper security practices, or the sigils they used to smear on their screens didn't exactly work as advertised. And of course, all the other three-lettered intellectual agencies in the world got the intel. And a lot of them decided bloodsuckers were the perfect new enemies for post-9/11 times. Second Inquisition came into being. Ever heard of it? A lot of our kind died. Just because they were too present online. Right now, the remains of our old networks serve as government honeypots, kept alive to attract fledglings and hunt them down. You post a certain keyword on Twitter, Facebook, you get tagged for investigation. You fit certain patterns, you get tagged for investigation. So there is a certain thrill in becoming an online presence without attracting attention from the authorities. She stretches on the bed. I hope you're still monitoring the chat. Of course not. You're not as good as dividing your attention as she is. You correct your mistake and check the recent messages.
Oh, is she talking to somebody? Can't wait for the real thing to start. 2 monitors set up rules. Call of Duty on one screen and whatever on the second screen.
What?
Drop dead hotness on the second screen. The only woman I don't hate Hope, more like my favorite Hope. Oh, that's a kick.
Hope has crabs and gonorrhea. Oh, yeah.
Actually, that might even be a ban.
Yeah, I'm going to ban that guy because he's just here to be mean to us.
Yes.
This kind of nickname only suggests trouble. You get rid of them permanently. Good job. She's keeping close tabs on you. Anyway, yeah. When the Nosferatu admitted to Camarilla, their networks got compromised. The elders went batshit insane. Internet communities became strictly forbidden. There were executions. A lot of people who use social media to secretly contact their mortal families and lovers got offed. That goes without saying. But if you weren't careful, even the most innocent web usage could result in being punished with a final death. Thanks to user Dick Steele, the next goal has just gotten successfully funded.
Let's go! Vanishing Act. Dehumanize yourself and face the bloodshed.
Bastardo, he's like one of our buddies, right?
Yeah, he's fine.
She raises her hand. 3 fingers up, 2 fingers up, 1 finger up. The countdown ends and she immediately disappears from the screen, like a ghost. You can still see her on the bed, but the live feed indicates there's nobody there. When you deeply focus on the digital image, you swear you can make out some unusual glitching where her silhouette should be, but it could very well just be placebo. You ready for this? 3, 2, 1! A flash at the camera. The instant she reappears on the screen, she takes a selfie, sticking her tongue out in a provocative manner. The chat room explodes and cheers again. She is their vampire queen. You briefly wonder about her being glued to the screen. Is this the fantasy everyone is here for? A girl showing off cheap magic tricks while lazily browsing her social media? You realize you're way out of your depth here. Meanwhile, Hope decides to continue her lecture. There were some wild times, especially in New York. Well, most of them have no clue as to our real nature. A lot of clandestine organizations have classified us as national threats. And since this is where the towers fell, the agencies are very much present around here, looking for easy PR victories. The last SI raid here was just a few years ago, and it was a big one. Stirred up the hornet's nest. Although it is now exactly 2019, the year of our Lord 2019. NYC is ruled by someone who got embraced before World War II, and the cam as a whole got really spooked and swore off the internet. Of course, they're not dumb. I understand you can't really coexist with modern kind without the internet. It's a gray zone right now. Like, piracy, technically frowned upon, but let the one without sin cast the first stone. SI are a real threat. No joke. But in many senses, darkest place is right under the canopy. Yeah, we know the SI is a real threat because Raoul just got murdered by them.
That's true.
Yeah, we just went through that whole quest. Though I think we're supposed to be doing this part of the quest like earlier on. I think what we really should have done with this game is gone to all 4 of the people and then decided which of the 4 we liked best after meeting them. So done all these 4 initial quests first before we start going deeper into the quests.
It seems like kind of railroading you into one specific type of playthrough.
Well, I think the only reason we didn't do that was because our commenters told us to focus on 2, but they never told us to not experience the others. They just told us to focus on 2.
Okay, well, mission accomplished.
I was confused because I thought it meant if we went to all 4, we'd like miss our chance for any because we wasted our time.
Yeah, I mean, if you went too far down the line with you, and then, yeah, maybe just be all like, well, the game's over, you didn't win over anybody, you lose, die.
Yeah. But, I kind of wish now that we had gone to all 4 at least once before we decided which 2 we wanted to focus on.
It's okay.
Now we know. You take another look at the screen.
We want blood. How about some bat stuff? Can you do bat stuff? Can you show us next time?
Oh no, his username is Fuck Pornos Collector. Why would he want to fuck me?
It's been a long, hard day. Please give me a shout out.
No, loser. A familiar nickname pops up.
Is it?
Well, he was the guy that was, like, smashing the keyboard before. So is he being obnoxious? We were told to ban anyone obnoxious. Now he's just being obnoxious. So I'm gonna kick him.
Yeah, we gave him one.
You give the guy a kick for spamming the chat. The message is deleted so fast, hope might not have even noticed. A duty carried out well. You're surprised to feel an inkling of pride. Oh, yeah. Fun fact about being a vampire. We can sweat and pee if we just exert ourselves really hard. Some of us can even orgasm. We can even cry. But only tears of blood. It's something I always dreamed of doing when I was 14. So romantic. And it drives them crazy. As proof of her words, a scarlet tear starts running down her face. The chat goes wild. This seems to be exactly the kind of thing they've been waiting for.
Ah, an angel that fell down from heaven. Cry, cry, cry. Oh, she did it again. Beatific. Hope your tortured soul finds some calm eventually. Can you imagine USA assembling a blood-sucking squad that would just cruise the border and suck the blood out of any illegal they found? The very thought gives me the biggest boner. That's a kick.
Why?
What?
This is sex stream. He's here. They're here to get off, right?
Well, I mean, the guy's like, it's completely off topic. It's like, hey, what if the government made a whole bunch of vampires to, kill
No.
illegal aliens at the border?
You want engagement. You want people to interact. If he starts a conversation, it's only going to boost your numbers. You aren't sure if this guy's just satirizing a certain type of poster? No, I believe he is that type of poster. I just believe it's harmless. So you give him a pass. However, the chat quickly makes sure he's known here as a repeat offender. Oh. Okay. Well, since you tell me he's a repeat offender...
People are blaming you. Who let him back in the chat? Look out of here, you racist. Shithead, good. Dude, your shit is getting lazier and lazier. Please get some better material. Get the fuck out. Where the fuck is Pornos Collector? Walking off instead of doing the job.
Oh, he said the border, racist, like he was gonna hurt Mexicans.
Right. Yes, that's what I said.
I thought he meant the border of New York City.
No. It's like he was literally saying, hey, we should go have a group of vampires go down and kill all the illegal aliens. All them illegals.
Oh, I did not understand that at all.
Oh, okay. So I thought you were being very lenient.
I thought he was just talking about, the border of the city, between the Bronx and...
Well, I mean, that's understandable if you want to kill all the bridge and tunnelers, sure.
Kill everyone from New Jersey. I thought that's why we were here. Why else become a vampire, right? I'm sorry I failed you. Hope gives you a tired look before continuing on with the show. You correct your mistake and ban the guy from before, but the damage is done. Everyone starts clowning on you again. Why is that damage? Why do I care if they clown on me? The damage only matters if he's, hurt someone in the chat, or if he's hurt Hope.
Well, I know, but then you lost face for not kicking him.
I don't care about face. They don't know who I am. Why would I care?
Well, I mean, the face matters because you're trying to impress Hope with your moderation skills.
Yeah. Well, I have failed you, Hope. I have no moderation skills. Just to be clear, you realize what we're doing here is a blatant breach of Masquerade, right? I honestly expected you to leave or inform someone by now, but you haven't, have you? You try to focus on the chat. A familiar nickname is displayed on the screen.
Oh.
What? I thought I got rid of you.
We banned him already.
Yeah, I totally banned him.
Ban him again.
Looks like Mr. Masochist needs a longer break. After you ban him, you hear Hope's voice. Good job handling that guy. Great. If nothing else works out, seems like you fit this job at the very least. In any case... last goal has just been funded. It's time for the great finale. This is what's all been waiting for, right?
Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Yes, queen.
Her voice has changed. She gets closer to the camera, letting her face fill the frame of the live feed. Her mesmerizing eyes are focused purely on the viewers. You wanted blood. Come out into the streets. Claw out your neighbors' throats. Slash their veins and drink up.
Yes, Queen, yes, Queen, yes. Queen.
Hope's presence becomes absolutely horrifying, and it influences the chat in some incomprehensible way. Everyone starts typing like they're possessed. Liberate yourselves from the shackles of ordinary mortality. Make them scream. Feel the warmth of their entrails. Go on, Paul, say it.
Nope. Sounds like you're talking in reverse.
What the hell is she doing to those people? What have you gotten yourself into? Transcend your bodies. Release the message of hope into the world. She jerks violently for a second and then falls down on the bed like a marionette that had just had its strings severed. She exhales loudly a few times and laughs. When she does, the room goes dark again. Alright, that's enough. Instead of continuing, she does something with her phone. The stream ends and the chat instantly becomes dead quiet. Let me take over. The atmosphere of the room has completely changed. She's already put herself together and stood up. Now she's walking toward you.
I think this is her chatting to Volker.
What the fuck just happened?
Guess the show's over. Everyone relax and go home. Aw, and I was almost ready to come, bros. Hostage, I swear, at my father's grave one day I'll find you and kick the ever-living shit out of you.
After every line she delivers, she changes her voice, the way she puts her lips together.
Oh, I think that was
the
her
way she
chatting
moves.
to all those other people. Oops.
Oh, so she was doing the chat the whole time.
Well, no, she was typing responses to people in the chat. She came over and said, let me take over, and she was chatting people.
I get it. That's what the ats are for.
Yeah.
But see, I'm used to Twitter where the at means that's what you're saying.
Hold on.
You've caught glimpses of her acting this way, but only now have you started to figure it out. What the hell just happened? I'm immortal, I'm bored, I'm separated from most vampires in the city by a generational chasm, and I'm so goddamn lonely. The internet used to be my only friend. Oh.
Was she the entire chat
She was
room?
the entire chat room, every single person.
Oh my god.
This is all like an elaborate fantasy that she constructed for herself.
Okay, well at least she's not, completely blowing the masquerade.
Years ago. Oh, so she does a different voice every time. Years ago, I started researching chalupas, collective unconsciousness, and all the mumbo jumbo, the intersection of psychology and spirituality, and I decided to experiment. The show was fake. A few years later, I was an Instagram fashionista, a successful erotic model, a vital part of pop culture commentariat, a viral shitposter, a cryptocurrency expert. All my internet cells started signal boosting each other, paving the way for new ones. I became a one-woman empire surrounded by legions of psychopaths. The chat was fake. Some may think of it as a dissociative identity disorder, but that's bullshit! Everyone has an online alter egos they buried. I just resurrected them, gave birth to new ones, and let them crossbreed. Her constant tapping at the phone, even during the show, somehow she's capable of impersonating an entire chat room. I don't even have a self that could disassociate or be mentally ill. I'm a host. A living database. I live because I find it fun to be an information conduit, to process trends and support the ones I deem worthy. There was no masquerade violation. She was showing off her skills all along. She put you into a world of pure fiction, the same way she was testing you when she attacked you from the back. Damn, she's good at this. Of course, you can just ignore what I'm saying and decide I'm just another deranged Malkavian, but hey, annihilation of the self is the only way to survive the 21st century. If there ever was an era that demanded images of beautiful people transcending beyond humanity and inspiring others to do the same, it's this one.
I can't bring people back from the dead. I don't like doing it.
Yeah, his name was Igor, so I'm like... Although for now, because of the Masquerade, my audience is quite limited. Speaking of, you want to be the star of my next movie? Need some time to mull it over? Sure. No. Sorry to disappoint. But yeah, your test is over. Now the question is, do I want to work with you? She puts away her phone for the first time since you've met her and gives you a good hard look. Guess I can give it a shot. Yeah, you're not that dumb, you're not that boring, you're kinda cute. Don't worry, no more modding jobs. Mods get attached. And that's always bad news. She grabs your arm and starts leading you out of her room. I put you through enough shit. Next time, I'll let you in on the job I'm doing. We'll hit the streets and see why Sophie told you to contact me. She leads you through a labyrinth of gray corridors. It's a different route than the one that made your way through in. Unconscious diagram of psychic event. This city is so much more than what elites consider real. Stick with me, and I'll guide you to places Camarilla elders couldn't reach in 100 years. It's a psychic event.
Oh, I like it.
She leads you out of the building into the back alleys. Hey, this is where I hang out with Tamika all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this looks really familiar.
Shitty trailer voice. Even if someone else rules the streets, we'll rule the information highways. This is the power of hope. She lets out a theatrical laugh and disappears. You don't even notice when she leaves you alone, but you assume everything went well as good. A new ally. Power of hope. As you walk off into the night, everything around you feels a little less tangible than it did a few hours ago.
Well, that was worth the price of admission.
I wish I had a chance to do that a second time. Doing these kind of voicey voice things without any practice, any preparation, any idea of what you're getting into. I feel kind of shamed as a performer.
It's improv. It's good practice.
I guess I'm just not great at I'm better with rehearsal.
That's okay. There's different types of actors, different types of specialities.
Indeed. All right, it's time to rest.
Boink. Oh.
You arrive at the leech pit, finding it less rowdy than the last time. Wait, okay, so...
Go ahead. What's happened? What happened to you?
The leech pit was where I was doing that mission for Sophie, when she needed me to find the person and do the thing. Yeah. And I came and I asked at the bar, and she was dancing, and I got her, and she's like, come back later. And I'm like, all right, I will. The bar is still packed, but the dance floor is empty tonight. No, it's not, you lie. Instead, the old crackling speakers are playing music that would probably sound like noise even on high-end hardware. Mia is nowhere to be seen, but you do remember she requested that you ask for her at the bar. You know the face behind the bar. The woman doesn't seem to recognize you, though. Imagine you were just another patron in a sea of strangers the other night. All right, you sexy undercut lady. What can I get ya? I was told to ask about me at the bar. Yeah? Well, she's not in tonight. She looks you up and down, and a spark of recollection shines in her eye. Oh, yeah. That's right. She takes a well-worn book from behind the counter, some kind of YA vampire novel, and flips through it. She produces a piece of paper from between the book's pages and passes it to you. She told me you'd be interested in reading this. Find a relatively quiet corner and take a look at the note. T wants to meet you. I'll arrange it, but you need to prove you're trustworthy. Look around the leech pit for a guy named Bruce. Buff dude, tattoo sleeve on his right arm. I'm 90% sure he's somebody's retainer. Sent here to spy on us by the cam. All right, she's the Anarch. That's right, this is the Anarch mission. I'm getting in with the Anarchs. Get me the name of his master and write it on this card, then return it to the bar.
Retainer, known.
A human who serves a vampiric master. Kindred rarely go without at least a few of these mortals, both for convenience and protection. Sophie's chauffeur must be a retainer.
Ah.
It doesn't take you long to locate this Bruce guy. He sits alone in a corner, 2 beer glasses already empty on his table. You take a moment to consider your approach.
Feeding opportunity. No.
Well, could I, eat a different guy? Oh, I'm not hungry. I don't have any, hungry lines.
No, you're not you're not supposed to kill him.
No, I think it would be a different bar patron.
No, this is a terrible idea.
No, it doesn't say feeding opportunity Bruce. This is feeding opportunity bar patron. But I'm not hungry, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to try my vampire powers.
You're going to go right to the vampire powers?
Why not? What's the point of being a vampire if you don't use your vampire powers?
Okay.
The man immediately notices you, but doesn't move from his spot. The other seats are empty. When you focus the blood to boost your attractiveness, it's not just Bruce who notices. He's into you. So are the people, doing double takes as they pass your table. Crap, I'm drawing too much attention. My vampire powers are too strong. What can I say?
Sorry.
Ooh, Bruce is sexy.
Hey you, have I seen you here before?
Did you give him a surfer voice because he has long hair?
Yes. It's not like the buff guy with the sleeve tattoo I was imagining. I was imagining more like a biker.
Yeah, I was imagining like a Hell's Angel. He looks like Louis from Interview with the Vampire. I like it.
Yeah, it's like a cross between Louis and Keanu.
Yeah. I'm playing the vampire game.
Okay.
Yeah! I was at the concert the other night.
Oh yeah, I remember. Great to see you again.
I know you're here because someone asked you to spy on the place. It'd make me really happy if you gave me their name.
What? Do you mean Sam?
He catches himself, realizes what you're doing. His eyes dart over your shoulder. You thought you had him cornered, but he suddenly leaps over the table in one smooth move and dashes through the sparse crowd. You catch up with him outside. He's bolting all right. Bruce, stop. Simple command, obeyed to the letter. You approach him and drag him into a nearby alleyway. He snaps out of your previous command, but now there are only a few meters between the two of you. I just dragged him here. How do you get a few meters away? I should be holding on to the scruff of his sexy shoulder. I'm not gonna beat him.
Oh no, yeah. I would tell him his cover is blown.
Listen, your cover is blown. I was told who you are. You better come clean. Your master's name, that's all I need. Wait, I got it. It's Sam.
Well, I know, but Sam who? Bullshit. Besides, she'd kill me if I told you. And I quite like being alive.
They're both violent. At least this one is vampire violent.
I was going to say, let's kind of scale up a little bit. You're going to go straight to beating the crap.
I don't think I have the muscles to do it without vampire powers.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm a tiny little woman, and he's like a big brawny man with a sleeve tattoo.
Make him more scared of you than he is of Sam.
You clash. You're not great at trading blows, but Bruce clearly doesn't feel comfortable fighting a woman, and with your powers, his punches barely register anyway. It takes a few moments to beat him into submission, but a precise kick to the groin sends him to the ground. His face swollen and his hand protectively placed over his nuts, he gives in.
Oh, fucking bitch. Oh, what do you want from me?
Your master's name. Now.
It's Samira, alright? Her name is Samira. Just fuck. Leave me the fuck alone, you goddamn psycho.
You throw one last blow at the pathetic asshole's extremely punchable face for good measure and make your way back to the leech pit. What?
Oh, I miss that guy.
He didn't have he had a wonderful face and I loved it. It wasn't punchable. Jeez.
Well, I mean, you did go right to fortitude.
I don't know why it didn't give me this option to seduce it out of him. Maybe because I'm not a Toreador?
Well, I mean, you're also kind of running with the Anarchs right now, so, you know, they're a little bit more punchy, drinky.
I want a flirty, touchy.
No, you hang out with the Toreadors for that. Think Jake the dog, or, you know, Jake the pirate.
Yeah. Time to leave something for Mia. You borrow a pen from the bar and flip Mia's note to the other side. Samira. You put the name down on the piece of paper, hoping you got it right. You heard it before, you think? Maybe that night in Elysium when that Anarch got executed? Yeah, that was it. It was the woman the prince talked to. She was pretty grim. Here's hoping it was all worth it and won't come back to bite you in the ass. Oh crap, did I just like sell out the prince's spy?
No.
I just did a favor for the Anarchs that screws the prince over. I'm gonna get in trouble. This is gonna suck. Oh no, what the heck have I done?
Well, at least, you know, this wasn't your decision. This is the game's decision, so don't worry.
Yeah, Sophie made me do it. I'm just Sophie's lackey, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Sophie's.
You pass the piece of paper back to the bartender and she sticks it back in the same book. Hold on a second. She wanted me to pass something on to you. She produces a cell phone from behind the counter. It's ancient, at least 15 years out of date. Oh, it's like a Nokia.
It's a burner phone.
All right, and this.
Bleh.
An old charger for the piece of junk in your hand. They really did think of everything. She says she'll be in touch. Takes you a moment to remind yourself how to operate this thing. You find that the phone book is blank. There's no Wi-Fi connectivity and no saved messages. It's got a version of Snake, though.
Score.
All right, I know what I'm doing on the subway. The bartender is already over at the end of her domain, taking orders from patrons. With your Anarch contact nowhere in sight, you decide to move on for the night. Hopefully, your educated guesses based on the scraps of info you collected will be enough for Mia to call you.
Nice.
All right. We've been going for about an hour, so I think it's a good place to pause. We're halfway through the night. I think next up we should go back to this mission with the...
Stalker?
Yeah, because that's actually relevant to our interests. I know we can't really go back to Hope and do her whole storyline, but it was nice to have a taste of Hope. She was delicious. My question is do we have time for a taste of this guy too? Or are we like nearing the end? If we go to the Stalker first next, is what we're going to do after that something that we have to choose? In which case, should we choose this guy? Should we go back to Hope and choose her? Should we do this reporter?
Well, let's do the Stalker person, then we'll see what choices come after.
So my question for the audience is what to do after the Stalker if I am presented with a choice, if it's not another like automatic decision.
Ah.
Yeah. You let me know. And I'm sorry, I wish I could have rehearsed my voices and knew what I was getting into ahead of time. I would have given you a better performance, but improv.
I thought it was just fine.
You're so kind to me.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too. You know what's new in vampire news this week?
What's that?
Okay, so remember the last time we were playing, I was telling you about this article that came out that was talking about the Anne Rice interview with the Vampire TV series on AMC. And it was a casting notice that got leaked that was published by this one publication that had no verifiable sources, nothing. It was like, is this for real? Is it a hoax? We don't know. But it was a casting notice for the AMC production of Interview with the Vampire, which is a TV series, an 8-episode TV series. When Anne Rice sold the rights to the Vampire Chronicles of the Mayfair Witches series, which is like her entire book catalog that matters, She wanted to produce a Game of Thrones style epic TV series of the entire 18-book series, starting from the Vampire Lestat and going historically through the entire thing. This like epic, sweeping historical saga going from like 6,000 years ago, 12,000 years ago, if you count the new books, to now. So what AMC announced they were producing, according to this leak, was an 8-episode TV series of Interview with the Vampire in an alternate universe version of it that's very different, not the original story at all, like very fanficky. And we're like, is this real? We don't know. So today came out an article that said, hey, this series that AMC wants to do has just been greenlit. Here are the details.
Oh, okay.
8 episodes, Interview with the Vampire, coming out, soon. Which correlates with the leaked article with the unverifiable facts that included all the casting information. So if those facts align, it makes me think that that casting information also aligns. So it makes me think that what we learned about what the show is going to be, which is this AU fanfic version of Interview with the Vampire, is going to be real. And that AU fanfic version is... Okay, so the Interview with the Vampire happened in 1973. The interviewer was this 20-year-old kid. He interviewed this vampire named Louis. He told the story. You saw the movie. You read the book. However, the interviewer, Daniel, was young and on drugs, and he got it wrong. So now he's all grown up. He's 60. He's a boomer. He's an, Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist. He wants to find this vampire again, redo the interview, and tell the story right. And the story is totally different this time. And I'm not going to tell you all the ways it's different, because I talked about that last time. You can look it up for yourself, and they're very troubling in themselves. But just the fact that the series is going to be an AU of, it's totally different this time, instead of what Anne Rice wanted to do, which was this sweeping, epic, canon-accurate series, improved for TV, but it's still, sticking to the characters as they are. It's changing Louis into a totally different character. It's changing Daniel, the reporter, into a totally different character. We know nothing about what it's doing with Lestat. He wasn't in the casting notice, so I'm assuming he's already casted, which... Who did they cast? They added... they changed Louis to be a brothel owner instead of a plantation owner. They also updated it to post-Civil War, so it's in the 1900s, so, slaves aren't real, legally. And, the aesthetic is going to be totally different, because it's not going to be 18th century fashion and frills anymore. It's going to be 19th century, or 20th century, whatever. But now Louis is a brothel owner, which means there's going to be a lot of scenes set in brothels with a lot of naked ladies, which is what TV wants to do to get viewers. They put naked ladies on the screen, and you have this very gay vampire show that's centered on the domestic life of 2 men raising a 5-year-old girl, and you're going to change it and make it this, sexed up brothel show. Thanks. This is the AU we get. And I don't know how Anne Rice feels, because she isn't talking about it, because she and her son Christopher, who are co-executive producers on the series, haven't mentioned a peep of a word on any of their social media. I assume they have signed NDAs and they're not allowed to talk about it, but usually they have feelings. And the fact that they're not telling us their feelings makes me think those feelings are probably bad, which does not give me hope. So, yeah.
Say we need more hope in our life, but we can't do it this playthrough.
Hope the Malkavian. Play her through on your playthrough of Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York, where all the streets run with blood.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Blah.